Hello YouTube, it's your boy B3 and Naughty Cat here. She's on my lap being a good girl. Back with another kicking graphic novel review. We got a good one for you today. The New Avengers Volume 7, The Trust. We are keeping it rolling with the New Avengers. I'm just enjoying this run, so I'm just reading all that I can. So I'll read you the back of the book real quick like, who do you trust? In the wake of the superhero Civil War, outlaw Avengers Luke Cage, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Spider-Woman, Doctor Strange, and Iron Fist are still fighting the good fight. Joined by two new recruits, Mistress of Mimicry Echo, and long-lost Avengers mainstay Hawkeye, now Ronin. But when the heroes uncover evidence of a secret invasion by shape-shifting Skrulls, paranoia starts to tear the team apart. Who can they trust when any one of them might be an alien monster in disguise? Which Avenger betrays the group? And can the embattled Rebel Avengers survive when a new supernatural crime boss, the Hood, targets them with an army of super villains? Find out in the prelude to Marvel's Secret Invasion saga, guest starring Deathlock, Tigra, and the Mighty Avengers. Collecting New Avengers 32 through 37 and New Avengers Annual number 27, written by Brian Michael Bendis and illustrated by Len Liu and Carlato Pangulin. So, New Avengers Volume 7, The Trust. Crazy shit. So they're all in Danny Rand's plane, Iron Fist, flying around discussing what they're going to do about this Skrull. Spider-Woman wants to take it to Tony because he's the one that's really in a position to do something about it. And they're like, fuck that, Tony Stark's probably a Skrull. And Luke Cage, for a while, has had a suspicion that someone was behind all the crazy shit that was happening. Manipulating Scarlet Witch, manipulating Iron Man, manipulating S.H.I.E.L.D., manipulating all these people to make all these bad things happen that have happened recently. And he was right. It looks like the Skrulls have been doing just that to destroy the superhero community on planet Earth so that they can yoink it up because they don't have a planet anymore. But then Danny Rand's plane just like dies and because the whole world was, or something like that, was subjected to a blackout. Because of Ultron, which happens in Mighty Avengers, which we will also be reading. I bought the complete collection, so we'll be doing that. Motherfuckers crash, and Spider-Woman beats up Wolverine, and then takes the Skrull body to, of course, Tony Stark, because she thinks he's the one that will be able to do something about it. So once again, Spider-Woman is a traitor. She does nothing but flip-flop on teams, I feel like. And she does end up joining their team. But then, like, the Owl steals a Deathlock, tries to sell it. All these villains are going to bid for it, but then the Hood kills the Owl. And the Hood gets all these super villains together to kind of make like a council of villains. They don't really name it. It's not the Masters of Evil. It's something else. That was Baron Zemo. I think the Hood's really cool, by the way. I've always liked the Hood. He steals powers from a demon, and he has dope guns. So, he gets them all together. They use the Deathlock to rob one of the biggest banks in America. They pull off one of the biggest heists of all time. Also, the New Avengers team, they don't really trust each other because of Skrull shit. Doctor Strange has to do this thing that shows their inner selves to prove they aren't Skrulls. I did notice that the inner self for the baby was not shown, so the baby could possibly be a Skrull. I don't think Doctor Strange is a Skrull because the Skrull would have to learn a shit ton of magic to be Doctor Strange. Also, there's lots of important plot points with Doctor Strange after Secret Invasion, I believe, that are based on what he does later. So, lots of finger pointing. Hey, you're a Skrull. No, you're a Skrull. No, you're a Skrull. No, you're a Skrull. Crazy stuff. And then, oh yeah, all of New York gets turned into symbiotes. Like Venom, Carnage. Yeah, that shit happens. But that's also a story from Mighty Avengers, by the way, that just kind of gets sidelined into this book. But yeah, so the New Avengers, except Luke Cage, all get turned into symbiotes. Luke Cage doesn't get turned into one because of his impenetrable skin. It can't get through his pores. He doesn't turn into a symbiote, etc. So invulnerable characters don't really get turned into symbiotes. Everyone else does, though. They fight. They do Gucci shit. Eventually Iron Man finds a cure, I guess. I don't know. Once again, you have to read Mighty Avengers. We kind of just see it from Luke Cage's point of view while he's telling it to Jessica Jones. Or whatever. Wolverine interrogates Spider-Woman about switching teams while she's in the shower, which was weird. And then everyone except the Hood that was on that supervillain team gets arrested, but then the Hood immediately breaks them all out of prison. He's like, my guys don't sit in prison. That don't happen. And then they all go and attack Doctor Strange's mansion, which is pretty dank memes. They kick ass, too. Like, the villains kind of win, but then Doctor Strange, like, channels all this demon magic that he wasn't trying to channel. He'd been using darker and darker magics to try to hold on, and apparently they just kind of took control of him. And Doctor Strange had to leave because of all the dark magic he'd been using, but I think that's addressed in later stories after Secret Invasion. Miss Marvel lets all the heroes go, even though she could have easily arrested them. Pretty crazy stuff, but to be honest, I don't like the whole fugitive thing. You know, I wish they were just allowed to be Avengers. I think if they were allowed, if they could just be Avengers, they could have bigger, more interesting stories. That's one of the reasons I want to read Mighty Avengers, because one, I kind of need to read Mighty Avengers to understand lots of stuff that's going on in this book, and two, fucking, they get the big stories. They get to fight all the symbiotes. They get to fight Ultron, etc., etc. Colossus doesn't have anything to do with this book. I just wanted to show a different figure off. Not a bad book at all. But I'm kind of getting tired of the whole fugitive thing. When there's like one character who's a fugitive, I'm down. But when the whole team's a fugitive, it's like, come on. It's like, come on. But yeah, that's it for this book, Volume 7, The Truth. Thank you all very, very Gucci much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, especially Patreon if you want videos better, faster, stronger. Be sure to support us on Patreon. So that's it. Next time, I have no clue what I'm going to do next time, to be completely honest with you. I have 2 digital books I haven't done yet, but I also have a shit ton of physical books I haven't read. My physical books aren't going anywhere, so maybe I'll... none of my books are going anywhere, but you know what I mean. Probably need to burn through more physical books. I have reviewed a bunch of physical books recently, though. A lot of Venom, Flash recently, some Deadpool miniseries, Spider-Man, etc. That's it. Thank you all very much for your support. As I always say, probably count on a Marvel book next time, though. So that's it. Thank you all. See you all later.